What's up, everybody? Thanks for checking out this tip from turningpointmusic.net. Today, I want to dig into a little bit of EQ. I have a session open here. This is just basically drums and acoustic guitar, and I just want to go through and show how I would get some of the boxiness out of this acoustic guitar. So let's take a listen to how it sounds now. So I think it sounds nice. It's a couple of Taylors with two mics. It's with a, a Neumann TLM 102 and a Blue Bluebird. So they're both sitting in some reverb. And I have double tracked it, so you got a hard left and a hard right, basically. So while I think it sounds good, it sounds muddy. And once I have a bass line in this track, that mud's going to be even more of a problem and a mix issue. So here's what I would do. We're going to take these two tracks, so click on one, shift click to the next. I'm going to hold shift option for apply to selected, and I'm going to go down to new track. I'm going to hit nothing. It's already on stereo aux, which is what I want, and I'm going to name it Taylor 1-2. So by doing that, it routed both of them via a bus to this new aux, and as you can see, it named it. So if they're not already, I would then solo save these two tracks here by command clicking on the little S so that I can solo this and hear just the guitars. Now, you might notice that the verb and delay are gone. Well, that's because they're being sent via this track before this output, and basically, long and short, you're not hearing it. What I would do is drag down, and then, oh, I lost one somehow. Drag down, and then control command click on this up here, whatever's left, to kill that, so it's only coming here. And this way, you're sending the summation of these two after the aux into this. This is important because once we do our EQ, it'll be sending the EQ'd signal to our verb, whereas if you left these sends up here, the sends would be before the EQ, and what's being sent to the verb would be muddier than the dry source. So now I'm going to just grab, even though this isn't the EQ I usually use, I want this to be as widely applicable as possible. So I'm going to use this EQ, and also just to show that it's really not, it's not the EQ, it's the carpenter. It's not the hammer, it's the carpenter. It's the person using it. So what I'm going to do is something called basically boost, hunt, and kill. There are a lot of different ways to EQ things. There's no right, there's no wrong, but boost, hunt, and kill is just basically a way to like look for the offending frequency and then pull some of it out. So right off the bat, before I do the boost, hunt, and kill, I know I'm going to do a little bit of a high pass. Let's also solo save our verb and delay by command clicking on the S so that I can hear them. I was noticing that I wasn't. Also, for the record, I wouldn't usually do this in headphones. If you can do this through your open air speaker system, that's better in my opinion. But for these purposes, and if you have to use headphones, you have to use headphones. You got to make do with what you got. Okay, so let's do some boost, hunt, and kill. So I'm going to make all these parametric. And I'm really just looking for the bottom and the mid, really, here. So I'm going to make all these cues skinny. And also, let me pause just for a second and show you something. Let me back up here. If you use one EQ quite a bit, it can be annoying to have to make your start point over and over again. And to me, this might be my start point, where the high and low pass are in at a steep shelf, 20 and 20. Parametric, these are all bells, they're all skinny. This might be a start point. So if you want the EQ to come up like this all the time, you have to do a couple things. Click up here, go save as. I'll call this start point. And then do two more things. Go set as user default, and you're not quite done. Now go set plugin default to user setting, which it might not be. And now every time you open this EQ, let me uninstantiate and reinstantiate, it should automatically be on your start point. start point, and there it is. So that's a great tip, and you can do that. That's not just EQs, that's any plugin at all, anywhere. Okay, so let's start over with the actual EQing of this track. So here's where the boost, hunt, and kill comes in. I'm going to boost, sweep, and look for the offending frequencies. So you can definitely hear that's big, it's loud, it's clipping. Let's try and pull some of that out. And I would try not to overthink this. Like, trust your gut and run with it. And if it stinks, start over, try again. So you can see I'm trying to just go kind of quickly with it, and I'm going to turn off this, even though it's not really doing much, my low pass. And already it's going to be a dramatic difference. Now take a listen and change things. I might widen the Q of the lowest one a bit. And the very top of it, which isn't bothering me in terms of wanting to remove frequencies, I might actually boost a little bit with a shelf. And then you see I'm boosting the output a little bit. I'm trying to make up for some of the gain we took away. And you can use these meters as a rough guide to that to get them to roughly match. That's the tip. Give it a try. I can work on a whole ton of different kinds of material, and I don't want to put out there that that's the only way to do it, because it certainly isn't, but it can be a great way to do it. And the more you do that, the more you'll start to recognize what 140 hertz sounds like, what 200 hertz sounds like, and so on. It'll really help you develop your ear as long as you're sort of paying attention to what these numbers say at the end of the day. So that's the tip. I hope you dig it. Try it out.